Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. My name is Karli Barnett. I figured I'd start us out with that beautiful shot of the city of Atlanta. Now, we do have some storms rolling through, and First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin is going to be joining us in just a second to time that all out for us. Something to keep in mind as we start our new week ahead. But in the meantime, I did want to give you all a rundown of some of the stories that we are working on tonight. We hope you joined us at 6:30, but if not, we have plenty of news still ahead. You can join us at 9 and 10 on Peachtree TV, as well as 11 over on CBS, so we hope to see you there. Now, we're covering a lot of ground today, and we just want to highlight some of those top stories that we've had our reporters out in the field working on and share some updates and developments with those. So one of the stories that I think is really going to tug at your heartstrings, reporter Asia Wilson is working on this for us, but it's about a scholarship program that is done in honor of a teenager who lost his life while trying to save others. Those he was trying to save survived, but he unfortunately lost his life in the process. We're going to play some video from that event, this scholarship event. They're giving out 6 different scholarships today in his name. Family members say that Bryce Brooks was with family friends near Pensacola, Florida, and he died while trying to save young children that he didn't even know. They say he was pulled by the currents and later died. A close family friend also passed away while trying to save Bryce, but it's the reason that they started the Bryce Brooks Foundation. They say it's dedicated to fostering water safety and drowning prevention, but also empowering teens through scholarships, like the Scholarship Hero Scholarship Award. That's being awarded today, and that's the video that you're seeing the ceremony from. Recipients were asked to create a short video about what it means to be a hero and then explain how a hero acts in the community. The family says they want to do this to keep Bryce's memory alive.
My wife and I were both swimming instructors and lifeguards as teens and college students when we were younger. And actually, when we met, I was working at the YMCA as a swimming teacher here in Eastlake. And so for us to lose our son to a drowning, a heroic drowning, and in an attempt to save other lives, it just recentered us on the work that we'd always been doing, which is to improve water safety and especially impact water safety in our community, the Black community.
So just obviously a very sad story of what happened to Bryce Brooks, but now his family is wanting to use their grief and use that for good. So they awarded 6 scholarships today. They had a ceremony in Atlanta, and again, reporter Asia Wilson is going to have more on that just ahead tonight. Now, something that we have been following since yesterday, the mayor of the city of South Fulton, Mayor Khalid Kamau, was arrested on trespassing charges. The update there is that we actually received those police reports that detail the reasons that police say he was arrested. Taking you to some video here. According to that police report, a homeowner called officers after seeing a man walk up his driveway and into his lake house. That man was later identified as Mayor Khalid Kamau. The report continues to say the homeowner, Jack LaCroix, told Kamau to stay put. But allegedly, Kamau started walking away and said, "I don't have to listen to you." LaCroix told police that Kamau allegedly did not identify himself as the mayor until LaCroix put his gun down. The report states Kamau told officers that he decided to stop and look at the lake house because he liked it. Kamau was arrested, and now Councilwoman Natasha Williams will be stepping in as interim mayor. Reporter Yasmina Alston is in South Fulton tonight. She is covering this story for us, and she actually spoke to the councilwoman over the phone. Here's what she said.
Keep in mind that the mayor is our fellow, brother in Christ, that, pause and just say a prayer for him and his family, continue to keep them lifted, because in as much as, the city does have business to continue to handle, we want to be mindful of the fact that this is a difficult moment for him.
As we've said, this is a story that we've been on top of since the developments yesterday. There has been a long-standing history with the city of South Fulton as far as various city officials resigning. We have done extensive reporting, particularly our Atlanta News First Investigates team has covered the issue widely, and you can find more of those reports on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com, or by downloading our app. You can read a lot more about it. But this latest news is that we have the police report that explains that Mayor Kamau was allegedly on the property of this homeowner. He said that he was there because he liked it. He was trying to look at the property, but the homeowner says that he was trespassing. He has been charged with criminal trespassing. He was in the Fulton County Jail yesterday. He bailed out last night. He had an $11,000 bond. We also had reported yesterday that he was charged with burglary as well. However, in that report, a judge had said that there didn't appear to be sufficient evidence for the burglary charge. So we do know that he has been charged with criminal trespassing. Again, reporter Yasmina Alston has been covering this for us all day, and she will have a full report tonight on Atlanta News First, whether you watch us on Peachtree TV or on CBS. And another sad story to report, a Crisp County deputy is going to be laid to rest tomorrow. Flags will also be flying at half-staff in his honor. Tomorrow, flags at the state capitol and in Crisp County will fly at half-staff to honor this deputy killed in the line of duty. The deputy is Ty Brown. Now, we told you on Wednesday that he was shot and killed during a traffic stop. This was about 2 hours south of Metro Atlanta. Again, funeral services are held tomorrow. It's been less than a year since Brown, who's only 26 years old, started with the Crisp County community and serving in the sheriff's office, and he has already made the ultimate sacrifice. Brown was born in Tampa, Florida. He served in the Army National Guard Reserve before joining law enforcement. He graduated from a Monroe County high school where he loved music and being part of the band, so our thoughts and prayers are certainly with his family as well as his law enforcement family. Sheriff Billy Hancock with the Crisp County Sheriff's Office says during his time as sheriff, this was the first traumatic death in the line of duty that he has ever had to experience, but he described Brown as an outstanding military officer who was very respectful, so he will be laid to rest tomorrow. So just a quick recap of some of the top stories that we're working on. Of course, this is just a small snippet as far as all of our news stories go, and you can read many more of those on atlantanewsfirst.com, or you can join us on television in less than an hour now at 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. But we are staying on top of the mayor of South Fulton who was arrested yesterday, Mayor Khalid Kamau, facing charges of criminal trespassing. We have a police report that details more of that and what the homeowner told police. So Yasmina Alston has that in a full report. Also, a scholarship program that is honoring a hero teenager who died while trying to save children. His family wants his name, his legacy to continue through this scholarship program, and they're having a ceremony tonight to give out 6 of those scholarships. Also, a Crisp County deputy being laid to rest tomorrow after he was killed in a traffic stop serving in the line of duty. And we have many more stories still ahead, and one of those is our forecast, because right now, see those big puffy clouds in the distance? It looks nice out, but we do have a first alert to start out your week. Meteorologist Cutter Martin joining us now. You know, Cutter, this isn't exactly the way we want to start out on Monday, but the good news is, we kind of get it over with and then we can enjoy the rest of our week, right?
And even nicer weather. This is the small price we pay in order to have a drier, a lower humidity setup on our Tuesday and our Wednesday. That camera looking off to the south and to the east, the opposite direction from which storms are moving in from. So that particular shot, not too bad, though you notice there in the distance, that cloud that has a little bit more color to it, the yellows, the oranges, and the deep blues, it is getting some height to it. It is growing taller, and that signals to me that the atmosphere is favorable. It's set up for some showers and thunderstorms developing, so obviously a lot to talk about in the first alert forecast. Case in point, where it is raining right now, where it is going to rain, where it is forecast to rain over the next several hours, and when we can clear the rain and storms out of the forecast. And we're going to be doing that right here here. Time now is 8:15. Let's bring you right to the hour by hour for the city of Atlanta. Of course, keep in mind, this is inside the perimeters forecast. If you live south and west, your rain will arrive earlier, and if you live north and east, it'll take a little bit longer to get up into your neighborhoods. But first alert, pretty much everyone's seeing some sort of rain around the immediate metro by 10, 11 p.m., and we're going to keep that first alert going through the midnight hour into early tomorrow morning. Not a widespread rain initially, but I think by the time it gets, midnight, 1, 2 a.m., a lot of rain, kind of a rainy, rumbly night coming up in the first alert forecast, not just for the metro area, but most of North Georgia, even the mountains. And then eventually this rain will spread down to Macon, Warner Robins, down into coastal Georgia. So no matter where your business takes you on your Monday, probably going to be impacted by some rain. All right, switching over to first alert radar right now. I have it on a bigger picture. Notice where the rain is coming in from. We have a cluster, really a large batch of rain moving in from the north and west, and now they're kind of sliding due east along I-20. The setup is there for rain to continue to fill in and for showers and thunderstorms to continue to blossom across North Georgia and eventually metro Atlanta. Let's give you a tighter look here. Cleburne, Randolph counties, it is already raining there, and this rain will continue to pretty quickly expand off to the north and east, and again, widespread steady rain, but embedded within the steady stuff, we do have some heavier downpours, tracking thunderstorms developing over Randolph County right now. We'll put a track on this particular storm, moving just to the north of Wedowee, off to the north and east. This will move into Carroll and Heard counties over the next several minutes, into the Hawk community by 7:31, Bowden by 8:50, and Central Hatchie 8:57. And again, that 7:30 time, that's for Hawk, Alabama. That is a central time zone timestamp. But approaching the rest of the area, into the 9 o'clock hour. We're tracking some heavy rain in LaGrange right now. This too, moving east-northeast at a pretty quick clip, so it's not going to take too long to get into the Sonoy area and perhaps Fayette and Clayton counties. We'll put a tracker on this. And it, too, is going to be producing occasional thunder and lightning, at least some brief heavy rain in Granville, 8:43, Turin, 9:11, 9:15, Sonoya. And then this will eventually move into metro Atlanta, the city of Atlanta, a little bit later in the evening. So weather's going to start going downhill here if you have the last-minute errands. Maybe you forgot a couple items at the grocery store earlier today. You need them for the work week. Go ahead and go now, or at the end of the stream, so you can get the full forecast and get that out of the way before the rain moves in. No one likes to carry in groceries when it is pouring outside, right? Isolated showers developing on the north side, too, in Polk County, Paulding County, and Haralson County. Some of this in Cobb County now, too. Going to switch over radar modes, give you a clearer picture of what's happening up on the kind of northwest side of town. Storms are not intense here, just occasional thunder and lightning detected. One little shower right along the Bartow and Cherokee and Cobb County line there, right on 75, just north of the 575 split. Ackworth seeing rain, Lake Allatoona. This shower is really just to your south near the Emerson area, but southern part of the lake there, getting a little bit of rain here over the next 30 minutes, maybe a rumble or two of thunder. And again, we're not expecting widespread severe weather. Nonetheless, there is that risk, that chance that a couple storms could become strong to severe. Main threats tonight, gusty winds, so could be some hail, and any storm that manages to develop this evening and tonight will produce quite a bit of lightning and at least some brief heavy rain. You can be alerted to those aspects of the forecast, specifically severe weather, in the First Alert Weather app. Of course, if you don't want to be woken up by the buzz or the alarm, you may want to turn the rain and lightning alerts off just so you aren't alerted to anything other than severe weather approaching your neighborhood. Again, if you don't have the app, it's a quick and easy download. Just search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store. Temperatures cooling back from the lower 80s now, quickly back into the 70s with the onset of rain. And notice how that rain chance really climbs. 9, 10, 11 p.m. at Metro Atlanta. A likely chance of rain through the wee hours of our Monday morning. So if you work the third shift, or if you get up early, maybe you have to be into the office by 6 a.m., and you're up at 3, you're going to be waking up to some rainy conditions out there, wet roadways, and then gradually tomorrow morning we'll see this rain taper off from north to south. So it begins on the north side and the west sides, and it will end on the south and on the east sides of Metro Atlanta as we get into our Monday. So first alert forecast, rain and storms returning this evening. We're already tracking some of that rain out there right now, but a gorgeous view midtown, downtown, looking back towards DeKalb County there, and the general direction of Decatur, so about, east-southeast of where this camera is. That's the direction in which we're looking. And it doesn't look too bad out there, and temperature's a little comfortable with some clouds moving in. Peaked near 90 this afternoon, now cooling off just a bit. But we do have widespread rain in the first alert forecast. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and run you back hour by hour, but expand it beyond the city of Atlanta. Bear with me quick, and we're going to switch over the forecast here. And we're tracking rain continuing to build in from the west and southwest. We still already have that rain. In fact, this particular forecast model doing a decent job showing where that rain is developing. This is not actual radar, but what a computer thinks radar will look like. And it does have that cluster of storms, though not as impressive as it actually looks on radar. There is more rain than what this even shows there down in Cleburne and Randolph counties, Troup and Heard counties. But nonetheless, that's the right idea. Rain expands and shifts off to the north and to the east as we get into mid and late evening. Some of this rain will be very heavy and accompanied by thunder and lightning. Maybe woken up tonight, unfortunately, a night where the dogs may be a little bit stir-crazy. May want the thunder jackets, the blankets. Keep them calm with some booming thunder this evening, overnight, tonight. Not done with it early tomorrow morning. Here we go. Round 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m. even, though I think the focus for rain on our Monday morning is not in Blue Ridge, it's not in Clayton, it's not in White County or Lumpkin County or Fannin County, it's not in the mountains. The focus for rain will generally be metro and points south, especially areas south of Interstate 20, with still some showers lingering into mid-morning. And then a more appreciable amount of sunshine and drier weather as we get into the afternoon. There still could be some late afternoon, early evening isolated showers and thunderstorms popping up as a little reinforcing front moves through. Nonetheless, mostly dry, at least after the lunch hour, after a kind of wet start to our day, to our Monday. Again, widespread severe weather not in the forecast, but a couple storms could produce some severe wind gusts, 60 to 65, mainly between now and about 2 a.m., maybe 3 a.m. at the latest. Hail up to about the size of quarters, though it does look like the risk is going to remain pretty low. On the maps, we're talking about a risk level 1 out of 5, so lowest on the scale. Nonetheless, a couple storms could become strong and severe. That risk of tornadoes is very low. Flooding risk is low, but I think there could be some potting of water out there, and I do think some folks will pick up some heavy rain tonight. Some could see 2-3 inches of rain, as rain will tend to be slow moving. There's plenty of moisture to work with, and we may see a little bit of training of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast tonight, which means that basically a storm or clusters of storms will tend to repeatedly move over the same area, so it will rain heavily in 1 or 2 spots for an extended period of time, and that will drive up the risk of some street flooding. And there is also, again, as the banner says, a low 1 out of 5 marginal risk of some strong to severe storms, gusty winds being the primary threat, and any storm that develops tonight will, of course, produce heavy rain and frequent lightning. Taking you back to the first alert forecast here, this is the 7-day. Here's the good news that we talked about after the rain tonight, tomorrow morning. Lower humidity filters in. Yes, we're still going to be warm, near 90 Tuesday, 93 Wednesday, but with lower humidity. Mornings a little cooler, especially outside of the perimeter. Afternoons hot, but maybe not feeling as hot, with some drier air, kind of California-type heat out there. Less humidity than what we've been dealing with the past week or so. But it comes back. Humidity roars back in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the heat stays, so it'll feel hotter than that 94 Thursday. It'll feel hotter than that 92 Saturday afternoon. But we do have the return chance of showers and thunderstorms back in the first alert forecast here as we get into the coming weekend. It's going to be here before we know it. Hopefully you have a wonderful work week. A reminder, time now is 8:24. We're not leaving you. You can always get a check of the forecast, First Alert Weather app. Again, that's a free and easy option to have a way to be alerted to severe weather this evening and overnight tonight. Not widespread, but 1 or 2 storms kind of pushing the limits there this evening and tonight. It's at least that possibility is there. And we're on Atlanta News First at 11 p.m., but before that, Atlanta News First on Peachtree TV, we're on at 9 p.m. New data coming in. We'll show you where it's raining then, give you the fresh hour-by-hour forecast back at 10 p.m., and then back on WANF at 11 p.m. So I hope you have a wonderful evening. Again, remember the pets. Thunder, lightning could be kind of loud tonight. Make sure they're wearing their thunder blankets. Keeping calm, some showers and storms moving in, but behind it, improving weather tomorrow. Another check of the forecast coming up here in about 30 minutes.